Welcome back for one more problem. We are doing the calculator tutorial, so we're in the introduction section, and rather than have you watch me flip through all of those, I'm just going to go directly to the page. If you have not had algebra, this problem may be very difficult. So if you feel overwhelmed at this point, I would not watch this video now. You can come back at the end of the course and watch the video, but this one is tough. If you've had algebra, you probably will remember doing this, and certainly a review is not as confusing as never seeing this before. So I'm going to leave it up to you as to whether or not you want to skip this clip. That's why I put this one on a video by itself. Let me zoom in and we'll take a look at what we're asked to do. Simplify the polynomial expression. And they give me that big thing out there. I want to focus right here just a minute. Let's study these directions. The word simplify means to make simpler. Let me slide the pen back a little bit so I can write clearly. So make simpler, make it shorter, make it easier to read. It does not say to solve. We can't solve this problem because it's an expression. It doesn't have an equal sign. Poly means many. So anytime you see poly in anything, it means many. To give you some examples of this, in geometry you see a polygon, and that's a shape with many sides. In sociology or in social studies, in religions or cultures where one man may have many wives, that's called polygamy. Poly, many wives. So this prefix is everywhere. You will see it a lot if you read. In math, just like everywhere else, it means many. Nomial usually means name. And expression, you'll learn this as part of your terms for this course, is a math statement with no equal sign. And I'm not going to go into that completely right here. So this is saying to make simpler the many-named math statement, or to take all of the terms in this math statement and make them as simple as you can. So that is the instruction for this problem. Okay, let's look at the actual problem that we have to solve. And I'm going to have to shrink that down just a little bit to get it on the screen. I want you to study this expression and ask yourself which piece of it looks different. Which piece of this expression looks different than the others? And you might be thinking it all looks different. This looks like some other language. And in a way, it is another language. It's the language of algebra. But what I'm hoping you will notice is right here. Do you see how that looks different than the other pieces of this expression? Because of the parentheses. Remember that parentheses mean multiply. The other terms are add and subtract. So this multiplying piece is different. So let's zoom in there. We are really zooming in. So that all we're looking at is that different piece, and I really need to see the plus sign also. So all I'm focused on is this little section for the moment. And it is saying a positive 4 times a positive 2. Remember that when two terms are pressed together, you're going to multiply the terms. So on your calculator or in your head, what is 4 times 2? Well, that's 8. And then x times x is x to the second power. There are 2 of them. So 4x times 2x is 8x to the second power. And then I want you to mentally cross this off. Once you have simplified it, it's gone. We're now looking at just the 8x to the second. Okay, step 1 is done. So let's back off to the expression again, and I'll show you how to do the next step. I want you to come down here to the bottom, or if you were doing this on a test, you would have scrap paper. And I want you to write this with me. First degree, second degree, and if you're thinking, I have no idea what she's talking about, it's okay. I will show you. And third degree. So just write those terms down there, and then we'll worry about what they mean. First degree, second degree, third degree. Okay, I'm going to zoom one more time and then I'll quit doing that because I know that's maybe annoying. I want you to focus, though, for just a second on this term. And I can't get that out of there. So, okay, just this first term. 3x to the second. And here's where I want you to focus. That is a second degree term. Also, if you don't see a sign in front of a number, it is a positive number. Okay. Now in this case, we don't need the sign because there's nothing in front of this 3x to the second. It's the very first term. It's the lead term. So you don't see the plus sign. You just see the number as it should be. Okay, let's back off. And we're going to put that 3x to the second in the correct row. So 3x to the second is going to sit in the second degree row. What about the 6x? That is not a second degree term. There's no little 2 there. It's a first degree term. And if it's the first term in the row, you don't have to put the plus sign. You can if you want to. It doesn't matter. Okay, how about the plus 9x to the second? Plus 9x to the second. That's another second degree. So we're going to say plus 9x to the second. And hopefully you see what I was doing wrong. 9x to the second power. Then I have, let me do these in yellow. I have a minus 7x, just 1x. So minus 7, 1x. And then just out of the blue, we have this one, which is a third degree term. So we're going to put that down here on the third degree row. And you can bring the plus sign if you want to. That's fine. The next one is a second degree term. So we bring it to the second degree row, write it down there. And then finally we have another second degree term. We have that plus 8x to the second. So we have classified each part of this expression by its degree. And we've grouped those down here on the bottom by degree. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of separating here. If you bear with me, at least I'm going to try this. Yes. And let's bring this guy down to the bottom just a little bit. Oops, I grabbed the G. Okay, last step. We need to combine these terms. Remember, our goal is to simplify, and I really haven't simplified anything. I've almost made it look worse. So what I want you to visualize is maybe a straight line here. Let's put this right there. Okay, so we are going to have to simplify our terms to get them down to one final piece for each row. So this first one is the first degree row. You're going to type on your calculator 6 subtract 7. 6 subtract 7 is negative 1, and these are first degree x's. On this second one, you're going to say 3 plus 9 minus 16 plus 8. And I'm going to do that too, just to be sure we're getting the same thing. So all clear. 3 plus 9, subtract 16, add 8 equals, and I got a 4. Whoops. And those are x to the second terms. And then on this last one, we just have the 10. There's nothing to add or subtract. So I'll just bring that over here. So hopefully you can see here what I've done. I have taken each set of terms, the first degree, the second degree, and the third degree, and I have added or subtracted as I needed to. Okay, the last piece of this problem. I'm going to shrink this down just a hair so I have a little more room. And here's the final simplification. We're going to put these in order, starting with the biggest. So 10x to the third. Positive 4x to the second. Minus or negative 1x. This is the simplified answer. The HiSET exam or any other math exam, however, will take out this 1. This is not proper to leave that 1 in there. So what your final answer will look like, I'm going to erase that 1, is to take out the 1 and leave just the variable x there. But this is the final answer to this simplified equation. Again, I'm sorry, I did not just say equation, this simplified expression. I know this is a tough problem. If you've had algebra, it's review. But if you have not had algebra, this is a very different kind of thinking. So please don't get stressed about it. If you don't understand it, it's okay. Just let it go. If you want to watch the video again and again to get the idea, that's fine. But I'm asking that you not stress about this. This is not something to get upset about. It will come to you in time. This is the end of the calculator tutorial. So you should have a nice cheat sheet of problems that you can practice. You may not use the cheat sheet on an exam. So please don't bring that with you to the high set or any other exam. That would not be a good thing. The cheat sheet is just for you to learn the method before you go to test. In the next video, we will be looking at some terms that go along with algebra. So you'll get the first glimpse into the course that I have prepared for you. This calculator course really goes with every course we do. So this is good review for anyone. But in the next video, we'll start the actual algebra course, and you will do just fine. Please don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. If you have questions, my contact information is earlier in this series, so don't hesitate to call me if you need me. And I will see you in the next video. Have a good day.